Hello, I'm Ivan Galindo. I'm president of the board of the World Forum, and I want to invite you to listen to several members of the working group, the Children's Rights in Children's Homes. And we had a great meeting here in Los Angeles today for the Pikler conference, and many of the members have been here to participate in this conference, and they have interesting stories and experiences to share with you in the Bonnie's Cafe.
This group was originated at the World Forum in Belfast because we all know that children deserve the rights to be happy and to live in a family and to be healthy. However, there is a large number of children that are living under institutionalized care without their parents offering them the joy of living in a family, the possibility of having a happy childhood. And our working group came together for the reason to provide these children, these wonderful human beings, the opportunity to really feel like they are experiencing a happy childhood. And our working group focuses on the positive ways where we can actually achieve that. And one of our team members, Ana Tardos, created the Declaration of the Rights of Children Living in Children's Homes. And when you read this declaration, it actually opens your eyes that it is possible to offer them that possibility to having a happy childhood. And this is what motivates me, and we have an extraordinary group that contributes with articles, with ideas, with their commitment to really make a change in the lives of children that are living in institutions.
Currently, I'm working with SOS Students Villages as a regional alternative care advisor, supporting the 27 African countries in terms of improving the quality of care for children who are currently living in institution, or those who have lost parental care or at a risk of losing parental care. Basically, myself being part of the working group for children who are living in residential care facilities is an opportunity for me for learning and also networking, so that we are able to bridge the gap in terms of knowledge acquisition, and we are able to get skills that can benefit the majority of the children who are in need of care, and their caregivers primarily do not have the appropriate skills in terms of providing them the care which they need. And I'm hopeful that the knowledge I've gained from this working group and the interaction will help so many children in terms of building the capacities and also informing policies and laws in our countries, so that those children who have lost parental care or are at a risk of losing it can achieve or get quality that care they deserve. And definitely this group is so wonderful because it gives you an opportunity for networking, but also to disseminate your learnings and experiences and benchmarking from other colleagues from all over the world.
For me, I enjoy working with the working group for children's rights, children living in institutions, because in so many parts of the world, children are still raised in institutions. And so I have the opportunity to work with colleagues that are working with such children in various different parts of the world. And then the most important part for me is that these children sometimes don't have people speaking for their rights. And in this group, we have the opportunity to remind people that these children have rights, and they also have rights to grow and then reach their full potential, same as their counterparts living in families. So I've really enjoyed working with the working group, and I also share these rights with different orphanages so that they can remember when they work with these children that these children have rights to grow and reach their full potential.
I joined this working group to ensure that all the children back home in my country, to ensure their rights to survival, rights to development, rights to participation, and rights to, we call it survival rights, protection right, development rights, and participation rights. So actually most of our plans, early childhood related plans, they talk about the child rights. And it's our responsibility to make sure that the rights are ensured. So that's why we included early childhood, included child rights as a major approach in our early childhood development programs in Nepal. And joining this working group, I have learned many things about what's happening, what other countries and other colleagues are doing in this regard. So this is a good learning experience for me, as well as to share my experiences to the other colleagues working in this working group.
For many years we have been providing research and practices in the field of early intervention, infant mental health, and we support institutions in their way to improve caregiving. It's an honor for me to become part of this working group. I think it's a wonderful opportunity to people from different countries and cultures to share their experiences about what groups of vulnerability exists in their countries, vulnerable children, vulnerable families, and also it's a wonderful opportunity to share best practices. What kind of practices are working in which countries and what are the best of them, what kind of practices could be implemented in other countries, and what we can create together, probably some mixture of the best practices which could be universal. It could be applied to any culture and any country to really help children and families and children in institutions, first of all, because they suffer a lot. And also being together, we can think how we could invite researchers to evaluate these best practices and to know more about this vulnerability to help better. So this is, I think, this working group is very good to do so together.
I'm a victim of not having rights, children's rights. I was telling someone in the morning that when we were 8, 9 to 16 years in the orphanage centers, we were violated. We had no rights. We were beaten every single day. We had no porridge. We had no ranch. We would go to farm and fetch water. So there was no single right, and there was no basic education. So that is really pushed me to join the working group. I enjoy to have a significant impact in working, doing betterment of children's rights and good access through the forum of the World Forum channels or approaches.
Meeting the people from the working group, the children's rights in children's homes, is an experience of a moving experience because it can be very personal, but also is the experience of people wanting to change the world for the most disadvantaged people sometimes. Working, seeing them working, I understand that to change the world, you have to meet the world. And you have to have points of reference and best practices, get to know, and also personal experience that motivate that change. So I am very pleased to being close to them and to participate in the Pikler conference, which is an excellent point of reference to make changes in the world, to have a much better standards for the living conditions of children living in institutions. So I'm very happy for what they are doing and their motivation and passion, and I expect that we will be hearing lots of good news of changing institutions around the world because of their work. Great job.